Show got nothing better to do? I don't. I'm at Dave and Buster's right now. Matt's at Disney, and who the hell knows what Joe's even doing? That's in lieu of Dave not having a joke tonight. It's Thursday. It's one of our favorite nights of the week, if not our
And
favorite.
I'm exhausted.
Me too. We got a lot of news to cover. A lot. So
And
much
it's just
happened.
us.
It's just the two. Nobody wants to hear that.
Two of us.
You and I. Did you ever hear the I got the Austin Powers version of that with Doctor Evil?
Yeah,
They had
I
like
saw
an
it in the
album.
movie theater.
No, but they had like a full version of the song of Doctor Evil singing it,
Oh,
and there's like he
that.
like breaks out. Yeah, he like breaks out to a rap. He's
Nope.
like, "From the moment I heard Frau say I had a clone, I knew from on that I'd never be alone." And it was,
That was
uh,
back when I could actually see movies in theaters. You know,
mm, mm.
those were the days.
Speaking of seeing movies, later on in the show, we're gonna do an impromptu, unannounced giveaway. Two
Wait, well,
digital
what?
codes. Yeah, for two digital codes for a little thing we're gonna call figure action at the movies. But later on in the show, we'll randomly tell y'all how you can win. And those digital codes are for Spider-Man Far From Home, which just came out on Blu-ray. And both the codes are actually UHD codes. They're from the 4K releases. So stay
And we are
tuned.
totally not sponsored by this.
We are not sponsored by Buena Vista Entertainment or Sony, Columbia TriStar, whatever that falls under. Anyway, Dave, you said you're exhausted, but other than that, how are you doing?
Um, Still exhausted. I am, as I said, I'm very loopy. I'm going on about 3 hours of sleep due to some
Ooh,
corporate events, which is why, unfortunately, I just do not have a witty joke for you tonight. I'm sorry. And I know we're all so distracted that, we do need to remind people that to hit that like button,
oh yeah,
to bossa slam that notification bell.
yeah.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because you got to hear about those B-sides. And dang it, man, what else is there? Oh, shout out to the people in the chat, which Zero is monitoring today.
Yep.
He will be, because since I can't see them because I'm doing this on my mobile in my lovely portrait. Yes, there we go. And these two Jokers are in continuity as opposed to the three, if you pay attention to DC Comics.
Exactly.
But I'm doing pretty well. I mentioned I'm pretty much tired, but kind of excited. What else we got going on? I did surprise factor. Got a fourth freaking 30-minute missions.
Yeah,
So
I like
now
that
I've got
blue one.
4 of these guys, and so this is the blue one that you were messing with last week, and this is using some of those 144 weapons here. And since I wanted more I have all these extra 144 weapons. I ended up getting an actual 144 Gundam.
Nice. What series is that from?
That's the Build Divers series, but it's an Exia. So this seems to get gets a lot of love. And then, of course, had to get more weapon packs to throw on him, or to throw onto my 30-minute missions. And then this is actually kind of cool. So I do a lot of the panel lighting. I got the liquid version of the panel liner where you're just supposed to put like a little droplet and it's supposed to run through the grooves.
So it's basically just a pre-mixed black wash.
Kind of, except you don't paint it on like a wash.
You can.
So I'm very curious how this is going to go to, because if this works well, this is going to take panel lining, Seekers and Jetfire and Iron Man figures to a lot easier level.
I feel that you're probably going to need to have a Q-tip handy, if anything, or a brush.
Got a new brush for that.
There you go.
Toys wise, hold up. I stole this from Zero's shelf. Now I did get my I got my Punisher War Machine, which for those of you who follow my Instagram, you guys know I did the MCU version of the Punisher War Machine. We shipped him out to Disney. Oh yeah, he's dead. But so I do want to paint the skull onto this because I think that is really the most disappointing factor, just cosmetically. I mean, this figure has its issues, but we bought this one for the deco. I really wish they could have followed through with it.
Okay, but can I say
And
that?
then, oh yeah, here, sure, here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's. I'm not a big fan of the lines here. I feel like if they didn't have the lines on there,
But that's part of the original sculpt. And,
I know. And I feel like they should have either had the skull helmet or or at least just given just popped one of the heads off of like one of the Frank Castle molds and just said
Oh, it doesn't fit the Frank Castle mold. It's loose on there. It is loose on there. I tried putting it on there.
Just retooled it to fit the ball. But
yeah, but oh, there you go. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cool. The miracle of magic, folks. The miracle of editing, folks. Then lastly, and again, if you pay attention to my Instagram, I actually took some, I got to say, some of my best shots I've taken in a long time. I did get the Figuarts Vega.
Jealous.
This is almost like a combination of Figuarts and the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech with the articulation and how the joints are in all the right ways. I love this figure. And then the Street Fighter line, I thought I liked the Figuarts for the Kamen Riders. I passed up the MCU stuff was okay. I mean, Figuarts started with the Kamen Riders, but this is really one of the culminations of import action figures. I cannot recommend this figure high enough. I mean, he just flows into some beautiful poses. He just looks intimidating.
Floses.
Huh?
Floses.
Floses, yes. Floses. He floses to the poses. But I mean, just the details in the eyes. And again, my photography actually got his eyes perfect through the mask. It's got the little madness, the insanity. I mean, we all watched.
How's the mask held on? Is it friction?
No. There are 2 clips in the face. And then there's not many criticisms I would have for this, but I would almost wish that under this, because when you take this mask off, it's just a blank face. You just see the eyes.
Gotcha.
He has a separate head for the maskless face because there's those holes are in there. I almost wish that there was like a beat up face underneath this mask. But I will be doing some shots with this guy and Chun-Li later this week, because we all know everybody who bought that Street Fighter movie watched that Chun-Li scene. Really, Mom, I was watching it for the fight. You just walked in at the wrong time.
I watched it for M. Bison's back alley abortion. That was the thing that happened in that movie. Actually, it wasn't an abortion, but the C-section with his hands in the cave.
Are you talking about the Street Fighter animated movie?
No, I'm talking about the Legend of Chun-Li.
I'm not watching this now. I'm talking about the Street Fighter. I'm talking about the animated movie.
The animated movie. Okay.
So you are the other person who watched that movie, apparently.
The Legend of Chun-Li, yeah.
Yeah.
The saddest part
for
Yeah, he was Irish.
Well, what's his name? The guy who played Duggan and also played he was also in Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow. But
it couldn't be any worse than what's his name from Buffy, the guy played Spike as Piccolo.
True. But I cannot say enough good things about this figure. He comes with the fence, and he has fingers that are designed to climb up the fence. Thank you, Winston. And I appreciate every one of your comments on my Instagram. It means a ton to me.
Yeah, that is probably the coolest accessory. Like, I get that you're not paying any extra for between releases, and I mean, part of the reason why I'm waiting on it is because I know the Street Fighter stuff, it tends to go down. I'll be able to get it for a lot cheaper.
Mhm.
But it's like I'm tempted because I feel like at the asking price, like the $60 range, that you're getting a lot versus like when I
You
bought.
are.
Yeah.
And then I'm really hoping that M. Bison is going to get a proper US release at a
Mhm.
non-Soul Web exclusive price.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to Street Fighter characters, Bison should not be a web exclusive. He's like
No,
kind
absolutely
of.
not. That's silly to me. But then wasn't
I
Blanca
was.
originally supposed to be one?
I think so. I mean, I could totally see E Honda as one. I could
Yeah.
see Dalsum as one.
Yeah.
But
Dalsum,
Ken, Ryu.
yeah.
Hmm?
I was gonna say Dalsum, they gotta do the accessories. Like they have to do elongated limbs for him. And yeah, I could see that equating to a web exclusive. But I don't think
And as
any of
much
the
as
cast outside of Street Fighter 2, any of them should be a web exclusive. Period. I think that should
I
be
I could see E Honda and I can see
Mhm.
Balrog. Sorry, but I could almost see Balrog.
Yeah. But still, I think that core cast from Street Fighter 2. I mean, if you want to get into like Super Street Fighter or Ultra Street Fighter, and like I mean,
I
Akuma is
really
a
want to
fan
Fei Long.
favorite. Fei Long be an easy one to do, and he doesn't even have to come with anything other than like one effects piece for the what was it the was it a Phoenix kick that he did?
Yeah, the his
Yeah,
flaming leg.
yeah. So I mean, he'd be super easy to do, but it's just
Look,
there's
just how flow. Look at the flow on this. Look
yeah.
at the flow.
Their choices kind of baffle me a bit. We'll get into it in a little bit because they announced Sagat, and we'll show him off later in the show. But it's
Oh,
just
of course,
like,
because I got my Storm Sagat coming in now.
yeah, right. They announce it right after. But competition's a good thing because if they're competing with Storm, then that means that Figuarts will take this line a bit more seriously and try and meet up with demand. I mean, competition is a great thing here because it's like
They're delving deep. They're
yeah,
delving deep into this line.
yeah, and I hope that they focus on Street Fighter 2, and I mean here and there, give us like some Alpha and give us some Street Fighter 3 characters because there's some really good designs. But
Cody would make another good web exclusive.
yeah, and same thing with Birdie. Like Birdie'd be a great web exclusive.
Man, I couldn't even bring myself to buy Birdie. I could buy Saddam, but I wouldn't buy Birdie.
Fair enough. Oro, I think Oro would have to be a web exclusive.
Ugh.
Who's gonna want a Figuarts with just one arm?
Oh, that's from Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But, how are you doing? How's your week?
So it's the week started off a little rough. I was under the weather at the beginning of the week, and today was my first day actually back at the office. I was sick on Monday, and I was rough on Tuesday and Wednesday. I was actually sick all this past weekend. So it was kind of rough, but I'm feeling a little bit better today, and I'm hoping to be 100% by the weekend. So I had a cold sinus infection sort of thing. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I beat Link's Awakening on my Switch, so that was cool. Going through some of those memories, and it's really nice to complete the game. And that was at least the silver lining to being sick. I had a lot of time to spend with that game.
Silver lining or silver arrow?
Silver arrows were not in that game.
Oh, damn it. I tried to make a Nintendo reference for you guys. I tried, for the record.
But I did pick this guy up from my local Walgreens, the Punisher War Machine, for my miscellaneous here and there Marvel Legends, and then courtesy of T-Man Scouring Sales, I got this Galactic Band Shockwave at a really, really, really good price, like
he basically
40% off retail. Yeah, he is in hand. He looks so much nicer than he does in the pictures because in the pictures you don't see like the silver detailing here or the Galactic Man. They actually painted some of the wires in his chest, and I mean Shockwave had some of the best light piping in in the
Oh, I agree.
but in red, it really pops. I mean, it looks like there's just an always on LED in there, and
Nice.
and I'm kind of just leaving them like this. It's cool to actually have a second one because I can have the armor on them at all times, and just no complaints here. I'm glad I got them. I'm glad I got them at the price that I got them at, because it was like, well, I'm not paying full retail for that. And I mean,
Well,
the whole thing, yeah.
we were just talking about Soul Web exclusives with Bandai.
Mhm.
Now with this line, has had so many web exclusives lately.
Yeah.
The
I
one
mean,
you're holding there, the Hot Shot coming out.
yeah. To be fair, they're at least not more than retail. They're $20 for the deluxes, and they're 50 for the leaders. And then if they do a Voyager, I'm sure it'll be 29. But to be fair, like Nightbird was the first one I wanted. The CW or the Titans Return repaints, I passed on. I wanted nothing to do with those. Zatar was the second one that I really wanted. Actually, I wanted him way more than I wanted Nightbird. I don't even know why I wanted Nightbird, but
Which one's the tar again?
he's the drillhead guy.
Oh, right, the Power Dasher.
Yeah, and all the Power Dashers, like I'm excited to get those. I pre-ordered Chromar through Entertainment Earth, and I've got the other one coming in with the Amazon 3-pack.
So we got the Power Dashers. They did the Mailway Colors of Reflector.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to do the Omnibots?
Probably. I mean, that's the cool thing about this line, is they're digging deep to do stuff that you wouldn't have expected them to do. I mean, we got Duocons. Who would have thought we'd get Duocons?
Duocon's done impressively.
Yeah. So, first off, I guess we'll before we get in.
That's a nice shirt you're wearing.
Yeah. So we always joke, buy our shirts in the next week when Mr. Joe Crab is back. No one seems to care that he's not here tonight. I keep seeing him. Where's Matt? Where's T-Man? It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer says, when Poochie's not on screen, all the other characters should ask, where's Poochie? But this shirt was designed by our good buddy Joe. So give Joe a shout out. He's tweaking some of the details on there. And we were going to have these available for purchase. Now, I bought mine last week, and Teespring got it here today. So, hoping to have them ready.
Mine's shipped out today.
Did you order at the same time?
A couple days later.
A couple days later? Okay. Well, you should probably still have yours by the end of next week. And if you want to get one, we'll have the link available. We'll broadcast that on the Figure Action Facebook page, but we're going to have them here. And you know what? I may even order one as a giveaway item. So I think we'll set it up, and I think next week we'll come up with a little not a little contest, but a little drawing. And one of you lucky folks out there, you'll get the we'll do a prize wheel, and I will purchase one in your size at my expense and have it shipped out to you. So
even one for you, Deluxe.
He's got to buy his own. Unless he wins.
Oh.
Unless he wins. If he wins, then it's his. I mean, with Nate, Nate Simmons has that whole luck of the Irish thing, so he'll probably win it. But
I you know what? I'll sweeten that.
No.
I'll sweeten that. If you guys have a shirt, if you guys get the shirt in time for what's our countdown for TFCon? 3 weeks to go now.
3 weeks to go. So actually,
if you get the shirt in time for TFCon, and I see that shirt in some kind of photograph, if you are in the background of a shot of the dealer's room, if you are hanging out and you're meeting up with your favorite group of collectors, and I see that shirt in that group, something, if I see one really cool one, I'll pull something from my collection. Maybe we'll get you.
I am happy.
We'll get you something. I think. I think that'll be fun to see.
And I think we also need to note we need to push for more subscribers. So, if you guys like what we're doing, make sure you share us out. Make sure you tell your friends, tune in. We're trying to get out to 1,000 subscribers. Partsformer is at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now, but YouTube recently changed their policies. Again, YouTube hasn't been great for smaller creators, but you apparently now need 1,000 subscribers to go live from mobile. And we're on the cusp of Triple Force Friday, and it would have been really awesome to see what he's doing out there. I think he's captured some footage, so hopefully that'll go live up on the channel. Not live, but it'll be posted on our channel really soon. So again, make sure you got that notification bell clicked off so you can get alerted when that goes live if he puts it up. I'm going to have an unboxing this weekend. I think you all are going to enjoy it. I know I said I was going to have an unboxing a couple weeks ago, but I started getting sick, and I wasn't too impressed with those figures anyway, so y'all didn't miss much.
And but, I am still working on the Twitch experiment right now.
I think we should get some Mortal Kombat going. Does anybody want to see us do some Mortal Kombat? Because the Terminator is coming out pretty soon, and as long as Dave's internet holds up, we should.
I make sure my PlayStation is hardwired into the router. It's not on my wireless. I actually have a hardline connection.
All right then. So I guess
I don't have to worry about my crappy Wi-Fi.
So let's get into our first topic for tonight. Unicron. We got 3 days, 2 hours, and 39 minutes to go, and he's at 7,126 backers. They recently announced that they were going to do a comic package for Unicron. They announced that he's getting new hands with more articulation. Do they include that in here?
They've got so much stuff that they should have just said at the beginning.
Yeah. So there's the new hands. He comes with the Autobot shuttle. I don't know why they're basing the Galvatron and Hot Rod off of the Titans Return models, but yeah. And at any rate, I agree with you there. They should have just announced all this stuff from the beginning. They should have had it open up to UK residents and Asian territories. But I think that they really just want this thing to get made, and I think it's inevitable. I think that they're going to fudge the numbers. I think that now I have no problem with them fudging the numbers because I really want this thing to get made. And I think you cannot stop its destiny.
You cannot stop its destiny.
You cannot stop my destiny. That's Orson Welles' last line in a movie ever.
Which is worse, your last movie playing a giant transforming planet, or your last movie playing a video game boss?
The video game boss.
Raul Julia, we miss you.
Yeah. Just because I knew who it was and I knew how bad that game was. Have you ever played it on an emulator?
Oh, the Street Fighter, the
movie arcade game.
No, I have not.
When you put in a quarter, it goes. So when you play it on an emulator, it sounds like a guy having a pained orgasm.
So it's like Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Relax, don't do it.
Yeah. But
I like how teased at David Mustard, and he's watching.
3 days. 3 days.
Will it
happen?
I'm willing to bet that they're going to say, thanks to our retail partners, we were able to achieve the goal. And I think that's how Hasbro is going to direct those that weren't able to back it to, to places like BBTS, TF Source, Chosen Prime, Agabus, anybody in the US or in Europe or any of the Asian sellers. I think that between those sites, they can easily fudge 1,000 or a few hundred. I think probably we're going to see another surge I mean, between the marketing, I mean, Unicron's present right now at New York Comic Con, and I mean they've jumped 100 pledges since this morning. People have had time to save up. I think, and again, not to beat a dead horse, I think the biggest issues that they had here was they announced it when people were getting ready to pay for MP44. You know, people didn't have time to save, and I don't think that the timing was right. I think they should have had it be a 3-month thing so people could get their finances in order. I think
straight up 3 months.
Yeah, I think they should have waited, and they should have done it at tax time. I think doing it around probably from March to June of 2020 and collected pledges there, and then releasing it in 2022 would have been the smart thing to do, personally. You know?
Well, but they're trying to do that 2021 to do for the not for Earthsiege, but the last one.
I get it, but you know, it's 2019, and they're still releasing Combiner Wars figures through Generation Select.
They wanted Unicron for season 3. You see a. I'm just. Do you see a parallel here?
I get what you're saying 100%. I'm just saying the smart thing. I'm not saying they're doing the smart thing. I'm just saying that the smart thing would have been, you know, knowing their audience and then waiting to start it so when people get their tax returns, they can blow it on Unicron. Because I know that thing costs more than my washing machine that we had to replace.
But I think from the get-go it should have been 3 months.
Yeah.
And guess what? We will be giving you more details every month as well. Yeah. It's like, we know you're going to love what we got. Yeah. It's not just going to be this.
But it's a live and learn. Do you think that they're going to take their experiences from the Barge and from Cookie Monster and from this and try and improve moving forward?
I hope so, because I mean, this would be a great way to. Okay, so now we've got a Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Now we've got a Transformers. Like this would, with this would be a great way for them to get us like a Marvel Legends Mother Loving Sentinel,
or bring back G.I. Joe, because they can't seem to find a market for G.I. Joe. But if they do crowdfunding, I mean,
I can see that. I think their best bet for G.I. Joe is actually through Hasbro Pulse.
True. But you know, if they wanted to do some vehicles or whatnot,
no, the vehicles, yes. Well, this is how I would see it in my world of, all right, we get Hasbro Pulse, we get our Cobra Troopers. Hasbro Pulse, we get our Joes. We get some of the smaller stuff here, like a small bike and things like that, reusing some of the Marvel Legend ones, for example, because we can now have our Joes in 1/12 scale. First, and then for the next SDCC, for the HasLab thing, we get a Hiss. A 1/12 scale Hiss. That's how I think would be the ideal direction for that. And then I can't think of a good iconic. So they would want for 1/12 scale for a G.I. Joe vehicle, but a Hiss I think would be a good one.
Yeah, I think that they should use it to do some Star Wars props. They should go back to Star Wars and maybe do some better lightsabers and you know.
If you want a better lightsaber, there are companies that make them.
I get it, but I mean, officially licensed stuff.
You know what? They're making their money. They have their official ones. They're selling them at a reasonable price. You want a dueling one? Drop one for. I think they're doing lightsabers. They're doing it dead on perfect. You want a collector's array? Get the official ones. Get the boxes on them.
And I guess
and then
in
drop
fairness,
twice as much for a dueling level one.
I guess that might also be stepping on Disney's toes, since Disney's making them not through Hasbro, but they probably want to walk on the side of caution with that, since people are going to Disney and specifically getting those souvenir lightsabers and then trying to figure out how on God's green earth they're going to get them back to where they live.
I'm just saying. So I think that how they handle their lightsaber props, I wouldn't mind seeing a few other role-playing things like Stormtrooper blaster or Rey and Han's blaster.
Yeah, the
type of thing.
blasters would be awesome. That's a great idea because that's stuff they can't sell in stores.
They did have the role play stun baton,
Yeah,
but
that's a little different. And that didn't really
yeah,
take off. I think that was on clearance. I think Winston, if you're listening, jog my memory. How cheap did that thing get? Was it like $35 on Walmart.com? But I think that one just had a really hard time finding a market. But anyway, to get off the topic of HasLab, I want to talk about something exciting. Now, Dave, you've been busy all day today, and you missed New York Comic Con. So let's take you through it. Let's take our audience through it.
Yeah, I've missed a few things. Freaking
some really exciting stuff. So so yesterday we found out the new War for Cybertron, or the next chapter in War for Cybertron trilogy is called Earthrise. And so there was a website called Southern Hobby, and they leaked a lot of the new stuff coming. Amongst that was a deluxe cliff jumper, an Earth mode Starscream, and boy, oh boy, did we get to see some really cool stuff. Wheeljack was another one. If you look in the background here, you can see the Cyberverse stuff. We'll get into that in a little bit. I don't think there's any real good up close.
Is that a grapple?
Yeah.
And a hoist?
So I don't see hoist in there. I think that's Ironworks. So we get a new Wheeljack. And whoever took this photography, the flash is on. I've seen pictures of these without flash. But even with the flash on, I mean, this Wheeljack looks fantastic. I mean, we don't have any glaring hollow pieces. There's Cliff Jumper. Now, Cliff Jumper is going to be small, but he comes to the gas glass cannon. I love the fact they're making up for his small stature with a huge accessory. And the fact that it's painted silver.
I like the fact the wheels are two-tone.
Yeah.
That makes a big deal. I've painted a lot of wheel hubs.
So this is Ironworks here. And it looks like the new effects pieces are going to be explosions. Of course, you can see there's grapple. I like that grapple comes with the optional claw accessory.
So that means we've got to be getting an Inferno, and
we've got to be getting a Trailbreaker.
If Hasbro's smart, then they'll do a hauler on Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah. I'm like,
that car mode's nice.
Yeah. And here's the cool thing too. It's like, the past couple Wheeljacks we've got, the first one that we got with Generations, it has not aged well. It's big, it's chunky, it has great paint apps. The Combiner Wars one was just
that's a piece.
Yeah.
No, the Generations one was nice because also had like the weapons and had the tools.
Yeah. I mean, they painted the rims red. I mean, he's got paint all over. And
go back 2 pictures. Go back a couple pictures.
Yeah, the hoist here.
One more.
Or grapple.
Yeah, I thought I saw grapple. No, I thought I saw hoist. I apologize. One more. Oh well.
Yeah, but grapple and robot mode.
Look, lower left hand corner.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, there's hoist.
So we have the master builders.
Not a big fan of the painted window there, but I mean, I appreciate that they painted it.
I like that shield.
Yeah, so it looks like the connectors to the Microbaster bases, it looks like they turn into shields. It looks like they're using that same gimmick that was used in Titan's Return. Looks like he's going to be a big deluxe as well. I mean, he's got some hollowness going on, but it's not overly egregious. I kind of stand by what I said a month ago, where I said, if the quality of Chug hadn't dipped off, would Masterpiece have gained the popularity that it has? And I think if they had produced stuff like this, like basically this is like the Marvel Legends and the Black Series of Transformers right now, and we're getting that same quality. And I think, having these on a shelf, they don't look too toyetic. I mean, we got the Earth Mode Starscream. I was very skeptical about this, but I think it looks fantastic. I was expecting it to be a complete, heavy retool of the Tetrajet, and no, it's a brand new mold.
It looks like the old generation's one, to be honest.
Yeah, I wish he had a better face. I wish he had a darker gray face, but he's even got a new head sculpt. It does look in the chest. It looks a lot like the old generation's one, but
It looks almost like the same arms, though.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my Thundercracker right now. I think those are the same arms.
Nah, they got to be different. He's Voyager.
So is Thundercracker. Huh. He's got the smirk, though. That's good.
Yeah. Not too crazy about those legs.
Huh. The Tetrajet still has the best Seeker legs.
Yeah. But
that cliff jumper, though. Oh my gosh, I need that.
Yeah. And they're going to get a good Bumblebee out of that. Hoist looks good there.
Okay. Yeah, it's Hoist.
For Hoist, he looked good.
A Trailbreaker then Trailbreaker's got to come out.
And there's Ironworks as a robot. He looks great.
Jeez, why am I sneezing so much?
Of course, we got some Siege in there.
Looks good.
Yeah. Shamey's on the small side. But, yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm pretty happy with how these guys are turning out. They did release some official renders of these guys. Go ahead and we'll show those out here. So, the official photography, of course, looks way better. We'll go through it.
Wait.
So this looks like again, they're continuing with the weaponizers, and it looks like the weaponizers are going to come with the pieces to build the connectors to.
He transforms into a ramp.
Or a shield. Use your imagination. So.
Man, what's my purpose in life? You spread butter. What's my purpose in life? Everyone drives over you.
But I'm digging these color schemes. Yeah, it looks like, more, what you'd expect. Of course, these are renders. Interesting here, you see the dirt. So it looks like they're going to continue that the dirt battle damage, which I actually liked. And I think if they do that on Hoist here, I don't think it's too egregious. I actually liked it.
My biggest issue was it's like what happened with when T-Man had all his Seekers together, and it was all the same paint splotches.
Yeah, and if you have like repainted characters, then it becomes apparent.
That Ironworks is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Apparently, he was an original Micromaster base, didn't turn into a robot, but he was a windmill. Somebody's already coming up with a windmill add-on for him, but yeah, I think Cliff Jumper's the big winner here.
Oh, that's cool. He's got the skis, the water skis. They got to give us a Sea Spray.
Yeah.
They've got to get us a Sea Spray.
No, to be fair, I thought Sea Spray was one of the best Titans Return figures.
Oh, I know, but then I need skis.
Yeah, of course, here is with Starscream. It looks like there's a little bit of hollowness going on in the center. I mean, here you don't see that so much. I'm curious what that is in this render. I think the actual figure they showed looked better than that render.
And what, is Thundercracker going to be the one you have to fight to get now? Because I can't find Skywarp anywhere.
And this Prime, oh man, I love this Prime. I wish he had blue eyes. That's my only complaint.
It looks like the same a variation
It
of the same
is.
mold though.
It
Okay.
is. It's the
So I'm,
same mold. It's just
so I'm
retooled
getting this a third or fourth time now.
to have the trailer, but he has a repair bay. He has a matrix.
Does he have roller?
Roller's a separate character.
Okay.
They actually showed that off in some of the pictures. He's a retool of what was the guy's name from the stand-in for Defensor, Rook. He's a retool of Rook, and he looks like the IDW roller. They don't have his robot
Hopefully,
mode, but he's
if they retool it, I mean, I actually really like Rook.
to have
I thought that was
hands and yeah.
so if I can deal with that.
So let me get back. Let me see if I can find a picture of Roller real quick, because I did see he was present at New York Comic Con. See if he's in here, because
Or Roller's
well,
going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
he very well could be. Actually, while I'm looking for him, we'll go over the next reveal they had. Our next Titan class figure. Can you guess? Can you guess any ideas who it might be?
Yes, if it was based off that one picture I saw of Omega Supreme.
I've been looking for that picture all day because I found that and I was like, oh, this is those sneaky butchers. This is what they're gonna do. But it is indeed Scorponok, and he's a double headmaster like Fort Max.
Okay,
Yeah,
which I think they should have done way back in the day to begin with.
yeah. So they're showing off. Is it Zerak or Zerak? But I found a picture.
Well,
I can't find it in our chat, but it was Omega bent over with his legs folded over.
right.
And yeah, and it's like, there's your Scorponok. Now I'm sure it's going to be heavy retool.
Oh yeah, but well, Metroplex and Fort Max were heavy retools.
And I'd say between Metroplex and Fort Max, it was kind of a light retool, to be honest.
Well, but
because the arms and legs were identical, and it was really
that just means they've just lost money on Trypticon then.
Yeah, and there's no way he's going to be a repainted Trypticon. But I've been hearing good things about Omega, and with Omega, they're going to probably do a Hasbro Pulse Omega Guardian. They're probably going to paint him blue.
Right.
Here you go. And if not them, Takara Tomy Mall will do it.
Right.
But
that I kind of like. I like double headmasters.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome concept. I'm glad to see that they're not abandoning headmasters, because while we're getting Ape Face and Siege, I'm willing to bet we're probably gonna get a Snapdragon.
I'd hope so. I like that.
Yeah. So this was the Sci-Fi Wire stream that they did. Let's see. So we don't have any body pictures, but yeah, if I find that picture of Scorponok, I'll share it there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting Omega. I've got him coming in from Agabus.
I still passed on the Predaking.
I sold him. He just wasn't very good, in my opinion.
I still thought his concept was his execution was kind of interesting. But
yeah, of course they're showing off the cell shaded figures here. I'm looking forward to finding those, but I'm not going to pay any more than Walmart retail pricing. And of course we've got Chromar and Hotshot. I ordered Chromar, but Hotshot I will wait until he hits Pulse, because he's very low on my list.
Yeah, he's just, if you got the Galaxy Force Prime, I'd get him for that, to pose with him.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I agree. That's why I want him, but he's still very low on my list, just because again, I don't see him being like a big deal for many people.
Right.
So, lots of stuff coming out of New York Comic Con. We still have time to go. I'm sure there'll be a couple more reveals there. I can't, outside of the pictures that are in the corner, I was trying to find the Cyberverse pictures, but Cyberverse is getting the Generations treatment. We have that character that looks like Hugh Adams. There's a deluxe size Megatron, Optimus Prime, and a Shockwave. See if I can find them anywhere. But Cyberverse is actually apparently pretty good. Dave, have you watched it all?
I have not. I guess after the whole Robots in Disguise, I kind of got turned off to animated Transformers.
Yeah, I mean,
Robots in Disguise, I only watched the Starscream arc. That was about it.
I wanted to watch Robots in Disguise, but the problem with it was it was a successor to Prime, and it just didn't have the same vibe.
Oh no, it was absolutely not. That was the thing. Because I loved everything about Prime.
Yeah,
Prime did everything with Transformers that I really could have wanted. I got humans I actually cared about. I had probably the second best Starscream out there. Insecticons. I mean, everything I could have wanted.
And the toy line wasn't bad. I mean, I kind of feel
I still have a complete Prime toy line except for Breakdown.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like when you have the toys, it kind of makes you want to watch the show a bit more. And I think that's been like one of the biggest disconnects since Robots in Disguise was that the toy line, it didn't appeal to all collectors. It appealed to, very young collectors, and the toys were very dumbed down, and they did not display well. And I feel, I've heard good things about Cyberverse. I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I watched an episode the other day with, it's like basically Megatron and the Decepticons, and I got some animated vibes from it. I wanted to watch.
I liked animated. I really liked animated.
I think what they're doing here, they're coming out. I don't know if these are going to be part of Generations, but these are being called Deluxe Class, and they look really good. So they were on display at New York Comic Con. We got Bumblebee. We've got an Optimus Prime. We've got a Megatron. Shockwave.
It's just those toy lines again, like with RID. They use such thin plastic for those kitty versions.
Yeah,
but they don't. Sure. But they don't cost less. They didn't cost less.
And I guess is this guy going to be a Build-A-Figure?
Huh? Who is Maybe?
that? I know he's the bartender. Does anybody say who he is?
McAdam. Bartender.
You get half McAdam. He's made up of 8 parts. So they're actually doing a Build-A-Figure, it appears. Which is actually pretty cool to have like a non-transforming character Build-A-Figure. Yeah, so I mean, I'm actually looking forward to these. I have a couple Cyberverse figures. I've got the a couple of the Power of the Spark figures, and they're fun. They're just very hindered, and having them come out with some Generations type figures, and the character is actually McAdam.
Well, if the as I said, if the plastic quality is good, I'll be interested. But
yeah.
Once again, they are kids' toys, and I'll let kids get kids' toys.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of cool that they're doing a Build-A-Figure in Transformers. I'd like to see them do more. I'd like to see them, and I think the way we have the Battle Masters, or not the battle, what are like COG and Six Gun officially called?
Oh, right.
Weaponizers, or not?
Yeah, weaponizers.
Yeah, weaponizers. The way we have the weaponizers, we could do Build-A-Figures like that. I mean, honestly, I would be cool if they brought back Scout class figures and they put the Build-A-Figures with those. So, like in the case of like Cliff Jumper, okay, we're going to justify selling you a smaller figure by including a piece at a $20 price point by including a piece to build a larger figure. Or if they want to do ball joints.
I'd almost would even say doing it like those weaponizers where, yes, he's the leg, but also transforms into a rifle.
Yeah. Or even as a means of bringing Beast Wars back. You have incredibly simple transformations. Okay, you want to build Cheetor? Cheetor is a stupidly simple transformation. So you buy these figures, and you get, all the pieces to build Cheetor.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get a transforming Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, maybe. But
that one I think you're being a little
like an accurate Nightbird, an accurate Autobot Spike. God, they could do Autobot Spike. They could do Alpha Trion. They could definitely do like the what were the alligator dudes? The alligator
or the Judge.
The Judge, the Quintessons. They could do those. So
that's the Judge with the prosecutor dude.
Yeah, there's definitely possibilities for doing big Build-A-Figures. I'm curious to see if it takes off. But I think it's a cool concept, and I think it's a neat way to get people to go in and buy those Cyberverse deluxe figures. And I think it's how they should have introduced Cyberverse to begin with. I think their current experiment with the dumbed down, simplified figures, I don't see them flying off the shelves. And I generally see them well stocked at my Walmarts and Targets, but it's really hard to find the standard generation stuff for Studio Series and Siege.
Right.
So
anything else?
So that covers it for our official Transformers news. So we'll get into a little bit of third party before we hop into our non-Transformer stuff. I was hoping that Mr. Joe Crab would be here, but I'm going to talk about this figure in his absence. So Joe and I, we're both big fans of the ST Commander, which was probably the best figure that TFC has released to date. That was, we talked about G.I. Joe earlier, but that was their answer to Rolling Thunder.
That actually might be one of my hit lists at TFCon, is getting that guy.
Yeah, dude, you should get him. And if you get one, get the green version.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the green version is just so much better paint. It has way more of a shelf presence, and yeah.
I mean, and how can you get better than the camouflage one?
Yeah, you can't get better than the camouflage one. Lance, we are going to talk about the Astrobots reveals later on if you want some full spoilers. But yeah,
I do want an Astrobot in my collection.
So you don't have one yet?
Nope.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Okay, really so that one's got a big rocket launcher over it.
Yeah, so this one, he's known as the nuclear version. Yeah, and he comes with this big nuclear missile. He also has a new face. So he's got like a blast shield on his face. He's got a new face in general. And of course, this nuclear missile looks like it can be configured in multiple different ways, which, hey, if you ask me, that's pretty damn awesome. It doesn't look like we have pictures of how it's going to work in vehicle mode yet.
It's compensation Miss Prime. Ooh.
Yeah.
Kind of Omega Supreme vibe.
It forms like a little base. But that's one of the cool things about the ST Commander set is that it's very modular. Oh, there it is. Okay. What was the name of the character from Cybertron that had like the big missile on his shoulder?
Red Alert turned into that. That was Red Alert's upgraded form.
Yeah. I I could see
Another
I
good
could see them
figure.
getting a repaint in those colors. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what they do with this, where they go with the color scheme, and I really think that TFC is you know they're on to something with this mold. I think it's a really good mold, and anybody that
They
helped
they
out,
seem to be printing money with it, but they seem to be
yeah,
timing it right and doing it right. Like it's almost making it worth having 3 of them on your shelf.
yeah. I'd
Like
really
I
like
could
to see
see
them.
the other 2 flanking this guy.
Yeah, I'd really like to see them do some rattlers next, and get some
Ooh,
get something out of that. Expand on that GI Joe idea a little bit more.
obviously you get a Power Glide, you get the Viper, and
Yeah, the
then
Viper. Yeah, I actually have that Viper displayed with them on my shelf.
you mean like this guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my now it's hands down my favorite Combiner Wars mold.
Yes.
All right,
And I love the symbol they put on that one too.
so we'll get out of Transformers. Talk some Marvel Legends. Not
Ooh,
too much to talk about now. I got one that I pre-ordered today. This was announced, I believe, at New York Comic Con today, and this was originally supposed to be a Build-A-Figure between the 2-packs. I think it was supposed to come with the Killmonger and Hobbit 2-pack and the Bucky and Falcon 2-pack.
oh, yeah. So they're making them.
They are not only making him, but he is up for pre-order right now on Target. I'm going to put this link in the chat. So if you're watching us live and you want to get one of these guys, make sure you go on Target's site. He's not going to be out till June of next year, but you can get Stan the Man with an autographed Cap shield, and it looks like a briefcase.
Huh.
Or is that a chessboard? I can't tell.
Probably a briefcase,
That's a briefcase.
and then have him in the back, crossing over with all your action figure photography in the background.
Yeah. Now I can see people doing a lot of really cool pictures with this guy. And I'm really glad that it's getting released. I wish that it wasn't an exclusive at a higher price point with only one head. But honestly, I'm shocked that the pre-order hasn't sold out already. But again, anybody out there, it's your opportunity to pre-order one now. And I
might have to do that after the show.
Yeah, so go get them because
that will lend itself to a lot of cool photography options.
And up next, go ahead and here. I know you're probably going to be excited for this one too, Dave. But we've got an 80th anniversary Greyhawk.
Yeah, that one was actually released earlier in Mexico for a pre-order. And then it was briefly on Amazon. I kind of want it just because the original Hulk was gray. But the problem is they put it in that packaging. It's almost like you need to get 2 of them. And they're charging like, I don't know how much for that thing.
Yeah, I think he is, I think he's $30.
And that's the type of figure you want to keep one in the one mint on card. That's a great Hulk mold, though.
Yeah, that was one of your top 10s, wasn't it?
Easily.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Astrobots now, because I know our buddy Lance is excited about him. I know he was one of the early adopters. I honestly thought, I really thought that with the whole, downfall of Moss Toys, we were going to see the Astrobots go.
Were they Moss?
They were associated with them.
Oh.
They weren't, exactly Moss. But go ahead and get the.
I kind of want that. I believe there was an Astrobot that came out with a cape. I kind of want that one.
It was a new version of Argus.
Right.
Let me see. I'm going to their Twitter site now.
There's a fly in this room.
I apologize, folks. I'm trying to get the link up. I thought I had it here.
But that's also, I mean, those Astrobots, the articulation looks amazing on them. They look like they got good tolerance on those joints. So, and particularly, I said that one with the cape, it looked like it was cloth goods. Everything looked nice. Hey, to totally tangent though, have they announced? Do we have any idea what the exclusives are going to be for TFCon? Reston?
No, we don't. And I'm surprised. I'm willing to bet that in the next couple weeks we'll probably get a reveal.
Another version of MMC that MMC mold.
Yeah, so I'm honestly anticipating that they'll probably finally do Bulkhead. Bulkhead was shown off in 2017. He was on the MMC table. He just unfortunately never got released as an exclusive.
That's going to be used using the Titana Roadbuster mold.
So the Roadbuster Titanica mold, but it looked great as Bulkhead. And I'm anticipating that we might get a repaint of Ravage as Tigatron. So the pet remolded as Ravage, because if you go back to BotCon and Histories of BotCon, that was one of the BotCon repaints.
Right, I remember.
So, I could see that, and then I'm also surprised we haven't gotten a stealth version of their Springer mold yet. So I could probably see them doing that.
I finally make it to a con, and I'm not excited about a single one of those.
Well, provided Make Toys isn't gone, I would hope Make Toys would do a G2 Ramjet to get their Conehead mold out there. The word on the street is that Make Toys is dead, but how dead are they? That remains to be seen.
They were talk about a fall from grace.
Yeah. Well, the word was that they started using a KO factory, and that was where they had their fall from grace. And I can't find that Astrobots article. I apologize. But there's a power loader coming out. I mean, it's great to see that Toy Notch is back and offering new things. They had some female molds. They've got some pretty large scale molds coming out with the Astrobots line. Those look pretty exciting. And of course, they were supposed to have a mold with a cape. That they're re-releasing their Argus figure,
right,
with a cape, and he's going to be weathered. And of the two that are available, this guy was definitely my favorite. So let's get into some of the McFarlane reveals.
Yay!
We'll keep it quick. I was hoping that Matt and Joe were going to be here, because I know they're really Matt, Joe, and T are into the My Hero stuff.
Kyoto is going to be doing My Hero.
Yeah,
They are officially doing Reveltech My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be, the better offering by and large.
The hell?
Yeah, so this is a cluster of a display, isn't it?
Is that
So
Bloodshot?
yeah, they got Bloodshot, so it looks like they got a Valiant Comics license.
That is the most random thing.
Yeah.
Plus the most generic looking of all the Valiant characters to start with.
Yeah, the fact that they did the bald Bloodshot and he's got no eyebrows, because I thought even when Bloodshot went bald or shaved his head.
He still had eyebrows.
Yeah.
I've read almost every issue of Bloodshot, like from like the 1990s and the current runs. If I was going to start off with a Valiant character, I'd be doing Exo Man of War.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
So that's a Fortnite character called Lupus, apparently.
Okay. But I mean, if I was going to do I'd start off with Exo Man of War or Ninjak, just because they are much more dynamic looks. Doom Trooper doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's the camera flash, because he should not look that lime green. Like, I'm hoping the camera flash is what's washing out the details, because that just maybe I'm just a bit jaded because I own the 3A version of the Doom Marine. And like nothing comes close to that. I mean, that's basically the equivalent of a Hot Toy figure. And I think their Tiny Teen is already out. I think this is all stuff that's
I still can't believe they got the Mortal Kombat license.
Yeah,
it
and then
hurts me on so many levels.
Seeing this, like,
oh my god, NECA would have done so much better.
Yeah, and of all the costumes, of all the color schemes, this is what you bring to mass retail. I mean, lime green swords. Nice. Yeah, those boxes, nice, but
NECA would have done so much better. Plus, with all the crossover characters they've put in with them, NECA's got the licenses for those.
Yeah, they've got the license for Terminator already.
Predator, Alien.
Yeah.
Leatherface, Jason, Freddy.
The thing I appreciate about NECA is that they're dedicated to bringing you the most iconic versions of a character. Period.
Oh, hell yeah.
Period. So, like, if they gave us a Scorpion, we'd get a Scorpion that's not like, oh, what's this Dayglow Scorpion? This rare color scheme that you get through. I'm sorry, I love Mortal Kombat 11, but I hate the unlock system. I hate how the costumes work. I hate the customization. Take me back to what Mortal Kombat 9 had, please. But this does.
I put a tweet out to Tangent, because we tangent on this show. I put a tweet out to Ed Boon saying I would buy a standalone fighting game of just all the guest characters in one game.
Yeah,
like just have an online fighting only of Jason, Predator, Alien, etc.
You know, how long before they do like a? I think that they should do like a horror fighting game. You know, just like they branched out with Injustice. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they allowed Joker into the WB games allowed Joker into Mortal Kombat, because previously they were so opposed.
Well, they did the Mortal Kombat DC.
Yes.
And then they also had Mortal Kombat characters in Injustice.
Yeah, but they were opposed to like the gore factor, even though DC Comics has it.
Of all characters, Joker would be the one, but it's it still
Joker
cracks me up that it's the porn star version.
I know. You know, they probably were like, well, if we can compromise, let's just have you kill the one version of Joker we don't like.
That looks nothing like Jared Leto.
Yeah, right. Sub-Zero doesn't look too bad, but again, this isn't my favorite design for Sub-Zero.
Chinese Ninja Warrior.
So we'll go over to Good Smile. And I think Good Smile had an interesting showing.
How much money are they going to suck out of our wallets now?
Yeah, not a ton, but I know for some people they're gonna get them with the Bloodborne stuff. Like, look at those accessories for the Bloodborne
Jesus.
Hunter. Those look friggin' badass.
The one thing that saves me from Figma, even though I've got right now 3 of their Overwatch figures, is the fact that they don't scale with anything else. Because if that thing could scale with my other stuff, dear God, that pose is beautiful on that
So
thing.
I do like this. I played Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This is the titular character, Sekiro. That looks pretty good. And the thing I like about this is he's a standalone character. I think this may end up going on my video game shelf. And actually, small tangent here. Sekiro was a game that I pre-ordered, and it had an actual physical pre-order bonus, a letter opener. That's an actual die-cast sword. I mean, you
That's
don't get
nice.
stuff like this anymore. And it actually clicks into the sheath, and it comes
Click,
with a little
click.
stand.
The sheath is click. No, never mind.
Jeez. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's actually looking pretty good. Now we move into the Nendoroid stuff. Actually, no. Oh
Eh,
wait, no. We have one. I'm getting this. The Figma Splatoon figures. Hell yeah! Anytime they come out with anything Figma Nintendo or Figworks Nintendo, it's got my name all over it. The articulation's going to be there. Hopefully, they come out with an Inkling Girl. We get into the One Punch Man. I wish Joe and Matt were here because this Genos looks pretty good. I'd like their take on it.
I saw the pre-order for that. That guy's going for over $100.
Yeah, it's Figma though.
Yeah, but it's Figma. I mean,
I'm
it's.
assuming he's going to come with a big chest cannon. I'm willing to bet that he's got a crap ton of accessories.
I mean, $100 for not even cloth goods or.
Yeah,
I look at that. I look at the Storm collectibles, my boys. Lobo. I'm seeing $100 in the Lobo, just in metal.
yeah.
You know, the chain links, the chains, and everything else. That, unless those arms are actually die cast. Oh, that's Dead Stranding.
Yeah. So we got Sam Porter Bridges here. Um, I'll hold
I'm
my
almost
judgment.
scared to play that game.
I'm excited to play it because I'm a big Hideo Kojima fan.
Oh, same here. It's just that thing looks so freaking disturbing.
Yeah, and I have theories on what the game's about. A lot of people are struggling to figure out what the game's about. If you want to play a game that seems like it's right out of David Lynch's playbook, go play Control. It's from Remedy. Remedy is the creators of Max Payne and Alan Wake. I am maybe 4 hours into Control. I have no idea what it's about. All I know is that it's like Twin Peaks as a shooter.
I was gonna say Heavy Rain.
No, it's like Heavy Rain made sense.
Uh,
Yeah, Heavy Rain's story is coherent. I understand what it's about, but like Control, I have no idea. You go to like the Bureau of Control, director kills himself, you're the director. Uh, okay, you're looking for your brother. There's a janitor that I don't know. I have no idea what it's about. Everything's cryptic. Death Stranding, I think it's about time falling apart, and I think that the bridge babies are basically your one ups. So basically, when time kills you, you and baby fast forwards to your present age and you inhabit that body. I don't know.
it, it's just, yeah, it's just so much
Yeah.
weird shit.
Yeah. But that's like how Metal Gear was. It's like I imagine like as you play it, the story will insist upon itself and you'll understand what it means. Um yeah. Farah. Look at that Farah.
That looks nice. That looks really nice.
Um I forget the
Now,
name
what's
of the
nice about the
robot.
Overwatch is like I don't play Zenyatta, so I can pass on it.
Yeah.
But it also looks good.
Wisher Nendoroid. And oh god. If you get the license for Devil May Cry 5, why aren't you making Dante and Nero and V? It's such a missed opportunity. Nendoroid just is not my thing. Now, the Vault Boy, that's a good use of Nendoroid. That's a really good use of
Yeah.
Nendoroid.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but Nendoroid just You know what they would excel at with Nendoroid?
Tell me.
Final Fantasy. I'm serious. Because like
no, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking Final Fantasy VII. When you run through all the scenes, you're using all the SD versions of. Oh,
Yeah.
Harry Potters look nice. Actually, I'll give the Harry Potters.
Yeah, I mean the
I
Harry
can see
Potter
an aesthetic
stuff.
for that.
Yeah, but yeah, and just if you have a license, why? I only have one Nendoroid.
Okay. Also, I would never own those, but oh my gosh, I can get.
But like Hot Toys already makes the Egg Baby, so it's like, what's that from? Goblin Slayer?
Goblin Slayer. Oh, dude, if you have not seen Goblin Slayer,
yeah.
Anybody in the chat, have you guys seen Goblin Slayer? And that's Escaflowne.
Okay.
But has anybody in the chat seen Goblin Slayer? Zero. Any responses
I have
on
not. No, I'm not seeing any responses there.
Okay. The very first episode, it starts off like your basic anime, like little role-playing game thing of, hi, I'm a level 1 cleric. I'm going to the guild to learn how to fight. And then a bunch of people saying, hi, we're all low-level people. We need to get ourselves a quest. Oh, look, let's go clean out a cave of goblins, because goblins are easy for low-level quests. So let's go there, and they go to the cave. And it turns out the goblins are little sick little bastards, jump them, attack from the corners, drag one of the girls away, rips off her clothes, rapes her in the corner. And it's like a whole lot of angst reality. And you're sitting there like disturbed, and then the Goblin Slayer comes in, and he has dedicated his entire life to killing goblins. And he takes it freaking seriously. And I do recommend it. It is it's good. It takes that whole bit, like takes your happy fantasy anime and just like drops Berserk right in the center of it.
Good grief.
Yeah, actually, it's a very good description. It starts off
where can
happy
that
anime.
be found? Is it on Crunchyroll or is it
It's on Crunchyroll. It's on Crunchyroll.
All right. So courtesy of Lance, we got some Astrobots pictures. This is the post I was looking for. And so just to remind everybody, the Astrobots only has 2 releases under their belt, but they are both fantastic figures. They were in my top 10 last year. And so, it's definitely what took you guys so long, but we've got a figure here that they've dubbed Bounty Hunter. And the thing that I like about these new releases is accessories.
Ooh.
So, accessories. I hope that motorcycle is something they're actually releasing.
I like the Bounty Hunter. The cowboy hat.
So we'll scroll down here. Got some new bots that they're coming out with. Now, Astrobots have fantastic hands. So it's cool to see some more heavily armored figures with accessories. This is probably the most exciting one that they have. And it definitely reminds me of a power loader from Alien. Of course, there's their female figures. They also look to have articulated fingers.
Sup, Doc? We heard you like mechs. So we put a mech on your mech.
Yeah, these give me a Virtual On vibe, like the kind of like a hybrid between Virtual On and Zone of the Enders. And Yeah, it's always pained me that I was never able to get the Zone of the Enders Chogokin figures. Or they weren't Chogokin. I know TJ has them. He reviewed them at Kuma Style.
That's a unique one.
It's like a repaint of Apollo. I'm glad to see this company's alive and well.
Well, all these companies are dying off on us.
Yeah, it's the toy market. It's like, it now is a great time to be a collector. There's just so many choices, and our wallets can only go so far.
I did hear that Toy World Unicron is still going.
Yeah. So going back to that, I think that they just kind of were put in their place by Hasbro. The pre-orders apparently resumed. Apparently, it'll be available in. Lance said that was a custom paint job. But yeah, apparently it's going to be available in 2020. But yeah, they had stepped on Hasbro's toes. It's interesting that I don't know if it's a factor of Hasbro just they can't shut them down. They can't get to a company in China. I think they squeezed them a little bit, and that was definitely apparent. Because it's really obvious they want that Unicron to get made. They put a lot of money into it. They put a lot of advertising efforts into it as far as their social media and getting it to conventions and all the big displays that they built for it. I mean, Cookie Monster did not have that fanfare at all, And I think you're
stuck him on the corner. They stuck Cookie Monster in the corner.
Yeah, and I think you're onto something with the end of the War for Cybertron trilogy, with him being the cornerstone and wanting to get him out in that time frame. So I think that there's marketing behind that. So, normally
that means I predict we will get whatever third season is, a Rodimus and a Unicron and a Cyclonus.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like reformatted characters, in 2021. And it would be nice to get a Galvatron with the current designers, because Titans Return Galvatron and Generations Galvatron are just they're abysmal figures. And
Titans, not abysmal. Generations was abysmal.
The Titans one, I think the head, if you have a Galvatron and you don't have a good head sculpt, I mean,
well, it was a Titans master, so
yeah, I get it, but I remember getting that figure and being so frustrated with it, because it's like, Galvatron isn't a figure that you want just looking straight on. You want him in like a dynamic pose, even if stoic.
Oh, I still got Mania King for that. Don't get me wrong. I love my Mania King.
It was mostly like after I got the Fans Toys one, and I know I've dunked on Fans Toys a few times, but the Fans Toys Galvatron, it's just such a great looking figure. It has shelf presence. I have him with like his body in one direction and him looking off to the side, and like he's got like one fist clenched menacingly with his cannon pointed up.
Yep.
Clenching
get that pose, leave him in there, and don't ever want to move him again.
Yeah. And in fact, I actually have the metallic version pre-ordered through the toy guy.
Pake for life, if you're listening. Yes, he is part of the problem.
I'm selling my spare one to recoup the cost of the metallic one. So, yeah, but it's already paid for. I paid for it back in July. It was painful. But the current designers doing the Siege line, the War for Cybertron trilogy line,
it's a good team.
Yeah, they're a great team, and I really want to support this Unicron because I think they're doing great work. I think that they've made Chug exciting again. I think they've made Chug fun again and quality. And it's like, if you aren't collecting Masterpiece or Legends, I think that having these on a shelf, they display very well. And there's something to be proud of on your shelf. as a collector. They don't look like you've walked into a kid's room. And I think that was the problem with the Combiner Wars trilogy, is that if you had all those on a shelf, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, this must be your son's room. That's a good discussion topic, is how toyetic is too toyetic.
Oh, I know. And then I do know that Storm did put on display their new Mortal Kombat stuff.
They did.
And I am still irritated that Smoke is an exclusive. But I did just put my pre-order in for Sector.
Yeah, so he's on our docket here. Let me go ahead and get him up, because I actually think he looks pretty good.
And I do have Terry Bogard on order, as well as my Iori Yagami. So I will have the complete King of Fighters collection.
Nice.
From Storm.
I like the metallic paint they're using. I think that maybe the silver is a little bit too dark, because the way I think of Sector is always having like white designs.
And why isn't he in Mortal Kombat 11?
Well, he is, if you play the story,
as a playable character.
Hopefully they expand. Hopefully they do a second fighter pack.
Because I know Ed Boon. I know you're watching our show.
See if Matt can work his magic to get Ed Boon on. I like the opening chest here. I think that's really cool. This effects piece is really cool.
And then they have the fatality. They have the fatality clamp. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
Like, that'll totally destroy your shelf. That is the total waste of money.
How big is that box going to be?
Oh, it's going to be a dual tray in the back.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, that's so wonderfully ridiculous that will never be used. But at the same time, it's ridiculous.
It's a lot better than the fatality piece that Cyrax comes with.
You see that, I could see that as an exclusive pre-order bonus, not a floating hair piece.
Yeah. So I actually did have another Storm piece on the docket. The Injustice version of Darkseid.
Oh, and they also released the Superman.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So this actually looks pretty good. I think this is probably one of their best faces, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, and I like that one so much better than the Mezco one. I mean, that hits the poses. I love the Omega beams.
Yeah.
God, he was such a cheese monkey in the game. I was like, with all the Injustice stuff, I'm looking forward to that, the Lobo, and I cannot wait for them to either do Sinestro or Green Lantern. I got a feeling they'll do justice to those figures. No pun intended.
Well, speaking of injustice, it'd be an injustice to our fans if we didn't give away these movie codes. So, how do we pick a winner for this? I know Joe liked to do his trivia question.
True.
I'm gonna. You're a trivia master. You're full of random ducats of information.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
So I'm gonna let you ask a question, and the first person in the chat to get it right gets the movie codes.
How? First of all, is everybody in the chat awake? First, let's find out that first.
I think so.
So then, how difficult do you want me to go?
Maybe like on a scale of 1 to 10, do about 6.
Doing about a 6. Comic book, Transformer, or movie?
We'll do Transformer. Why not?
Okay. So, okay. Give me a leader of the Autobots who's not a Prime. There's two. So just give me one of the two leaders of the Autobots who's not a Prime, a Supreme Commander.
That's actually kind of an easy one.
I know. How's the chat looking? I know there's a 5-second delay.
Well, no effort toy reviews says got the movie yesterday, but thanks anyway.
Oh.
Remember, it's for Far From Home and Endgame digital 4K copies.
You could cut the tension with a knife real quick.
And even if you don't have a 4K player, you can still stream them.
Do we have any attempts yet?
None yet. We'll give it 30 more seconds.
And I'm talking animation, not comics here.
Yeah. If not, there's always another day, or we give them away to somebody that's unable to watch the show live.
True.
So, if you're not watching the show live, the first person to comment and answer Dave's question, you'll get those codes.
So you got plenty of time to hit TF Wiki. And
exactly. And so within the next 2 weeks, we'll have a drawing for a figure action shirt. We'll get that contest sorted out. What I'll probably do is within the next week, prior to TFCon, we'll get a separate
which is
video.
In 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Which is
3-week turnaround. 3 weeks.
So we'll get a video going, separate video, and I'll probably just do a comment to win. Winston, Ultra Magnus. So I'm actually going to see you on Saturday. So, but no, I'll just text you the codes.
I guess it does count.
I was guessing Star Saber, and
I was gonna go. I was gonna take either Star Saber or what's his name from Zone? Son of a bitch! It just has his name on there. They just did the Big Power remake of him. Why am I blanking on it? But anyway, I was shooting for Star Saber. But yes, Ultra Magnus for all 10 minutes was a leader who was not a Prime. So let's give it to him, folks.
Well, congrats, Winston. I'm sending those over to you now, so you can redeem those on Movies Anywhere. And but we'll have a separate video for an official figure action shirt, which we'll have shipped out to you in your size. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you have that notification bell clicked off so you can see when that video goes live. We'll run it for about a week, and then we'll do a drawing on the channel, and whoever wins, like I said, we'll get that sent out to you in your size. And there's also a bunch of colors. You don't have to just get it in black. Teespring has a lot of options. So, we'll let you customize it a little bit. Anyway,
and I tell you, I see that shirt in photos. I want to see you rocking that shirt at your group meetups.
Exactly. So, speaking of that, I got to get another.
Show them that you know how to rock.
I got to get another DMV meetup on the calendar. So, I don't see Kevin in the chat, but Kevin, we gotta collaborate and get something on the calendar so we can get another live meetup scheduled. Anyway, I think we've done pretty good with just the two of us tonight.
The two of us.
So Dave, where can people find your figure photography?
You can catch it on my Instagram at True Star Screamer, with the name down over there. As I said, for those of you who have, Winston, again, thank you so much for the support. All the other people, everyone else, my regular likes, thank you so much. I do got to say, this Vegas setup is probably some of my best photos I've taken in a long time. So I don't mean to like pat or toot my own horn, but this is some good stuff. And please, if you want, share it to other groups. Absolutely. You can also catch me on the PlayStation, True Star Screamer, which I hear there's a new Gundam game that came out on PlayStation, which I'm going to check out.
Oh,
it's supposed to be a free.
Ghostbusters tomorrow.
Her?
Yeah, Ghostbusters Remastered comes out tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. The 2009 game, they've remastered it. I don't know if it has the multiplayer still, but I'll be playing that on PlayStation 4.
Very cool. But those are the main places you can find me, and of course here almost every week, even with the point of me being near exhausted. Because damn it, I was not going to let this man be here alone by himself.
I could have done the one-man show. It would have been sad magic. But I would have been here just rambling, for better or for worse. Anyway,
what can we find you, man?
As for me, you can find me. I'm pretty active on Twitter. You can find me at the Original Zero. You can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero. I believe it's extra in a space. I actually did a post of my collection, so you can get some pretty up-to-date pictures of my nerd cave. You need to start broadcasting from there. But the acoustics in my office are better. Plus, I have my office chair I can lean back, and my mini fridge. Now Alexa's getting set up in here too. So now my office is a co-occupied space.
So don't forget, you can also find him under Alexa's thumb.
Oh yeah, thank you. Anyway, you can find me on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live as Extra Zero. It's Extra Zero, all one word, on PlayStation Network, and Extra Space Zero on Xbox Live. I've got Borderlands 3. I've got Mortal Kombat 11. I'll be getting Ghostbusters remastered tomorrow. So feel free to add me as a friend on there. Love to play with some of you guys some nights. We've been talking about doing a Twitch stream. Maybe we should do a figure action Mortal Kombat night. So any of you guys out there with Mortal Kombat 11, we could do a tournament. That'd be a lot of fun. I know Nate Simmons has the game. We've played with him before as well.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm pretty good too. Well, you'll see. You got to challenge us. Let's get on Mortal Kombat 11 on PlayStation, and we'll set something up. And of course, you can find me here every Thursday night for better or for worse, for sickness or for health, or in my case, I'm a little medicated right now because of the sinus infection.
Jeez, you're more committed to this show than. Never mind.
Than my own relationship. I've taken off. Originally, actually, we were supposed to see Joker tonight, so I was like, nah, we'll see it. I don't want to let the crowd die down. Still need to see it. Still need to see Rambo. Joker's going to be there for a minute. I know, right?
Go see it. Just go see it.
I'm seeing Rambo with a buddy this weekend, and then we're going to go see it together. Cause nobody wanted to see Rambo with me, and I know it's supposed to be bad, but I'm a big Rambo fan. I love First Blood. I'm
telling you now.
I know it's going to be bad. I feel like it's going to be like Judge Dredd bad. A buddy of mine joked,
especially because the last one was so good. The last one was so surprisingly good.
Yeah.
This one is as bad as you thought the last one was going to be.
A friend of mine had a pun. He said it would be like, basically the movie would be like a pun, like Judge Dredd, instead of saying I am the law, he's gonna say I am the wall. That's a terrible border joke.
Really?
That's what my friend
Really?
said. That's not what I said.
Really?
You can complain to Troy Coberly. He's the one that made the joke.
And I will sign that on my trading card. Really?
The trading card will also say free drink courtesy of Henry Pake. So
Can we update that picture one day?
We can. I picked the worst picture of you on Facebook.
Yes.
You know what? This weekend, I'm going to make one of Joe. That's my weekend task. So next week there will be a Joe head.
Just take a volleyball and draw glasses on it.
Make it like well, I don't want to say Winston because like Winston's a friend of ours.
Wilson.
Wilson, Jesus. I don't. Okay.
You can't get a leg up on that joke.
No, I can't. But I got a leg at.
Leg it. No.
Anyway, that'll do it.
Take us home.
That'll do it for this week's episode. Been a lot of fun. Been a little hectic, but hope you enjoyed our coverage of NYCC. It's been great being here. It's been great having you, and we will see you all next week. Peace out.
Later.